Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to Talkin Movies. Today, we might get a little romantic. Today, we might get a little funny. Today, we might get a little both. Or if you know my comedy, probably not. Today, we're going to be talking about Book Club, starring Diane Keaton, Jane Fonda, Candice Bergen, and Mary Steenburgen. And I will warn you, this one's probably going to have spoilers, and I'll explain why here in a second. Four lifelong friends have their lives forever changed after reading 50 Shades of Grey in their monthly book club. Have you seen the trailers for this movie? If you have, you know this is going to be one of those average and predictable type of Friends movies where they have to all learn their lessons or get to a certain point in their life or something like that. So you know exactly how this movie's going to turn out. Now, if you haven't seen the trailer, you're still going to be able to figure it all out. And like I said, I'm probably going to spoil it here because there's really no way to talk about this movie without talking about the movie. So here's how it's, Diane Keaton will end up with Andy Garcia. Jane Fonda will end up with Don Johnson. Candice Bergen will decide to finally get back out there. And Mary Steenburgen will finally get her husband, played by Craig T. Nelson, to introduce her again to Little Coach, we'll say. You know, some will see this movie as a waste of talent, and I can certainly understand that argument. But I also have to say that these actors know what kind of movie they're making, and they seem to be having a hell of a good time being in it. So I can't really fault them for that. I mean, they're at a point in their careers, pretty much all the actors in this movie are at a point in their careers that they can do whatever they want. And if they want to make these, average and predictable kind of movies, well, then they're going to make these average and predictable kind of movies. We can't expect Oscars out of all of the actors in this movie. Sometimes you just got to cash that paycheck, I guess. For me, I have to say this, and I wasn't really surprised by this because of how I saw the trailer. I did get some decent laughs out of this movie, and I got laughs out of the trailer, so I kind of figured it might have that kind of humor and I might enjoy it. And look, I know that for this movie they didn't reinvent the comedy wheel or anything, but the comedic timing, especially from the core group, works pretty well. My favorite of these jokes, and if you've seen the trailer, you've seen where Steenburgen's character slips the coach a Viagra in his beer, causing him to possibly needing to go see a doctor if he has an erection for more than 4 hours. They do the cop gag from the trailer. It's a little more extended. That was unintentional. And show a little more of the cop investigating the situation. After they get home, they're arguing about everything and about life and where they're at in life and they're really getting to the core of what's wrong. And the coach decides to storm off, takes the corner a bit too fast. And, well, have you ever not been paying attention and stubbed your toe? You know where I'm going with this. And it was funny. I did find that part pretty funny. Some of the other jokes I enjoyed was hearing someone say the supposedly serious but laughable lines from 50 Shades and actually making them funny. The best one had to be Candice Bergen getting to deliver the 50 Shades of Effed Up line. And just her delivery was fantastic with it. This is one of those movies that if you enjoy the cast, which it's a cast that you're pretty much going to know everybody in it, of the main characters and most of the minor characters. I think I didn't know who Diane Keaton's married daughter and her husband was, but her other daughter was Alicia Silverstone. Of course, the main four. Andy Garcia, Craig T. Nelson, Don Johnson, Candice Bergen gets to date both Richard Dreyfuss and Wallace Shawn and is divorced from Ed Begley Jr. So you kind of see where I'm going with this. It's got a very recognizable cast, so you kind of know what you're getting when you see it. And look, I'm not going to pretend that this is a must-see comedy. I'm not going to pretend that it has anything new to offer, nor am I going to pretend that I will ever be able to believe that 50 Shades of Grey could ever offer anybody solid love advice. But Book Club, while probably a rental at best for most people, wasn't the worst of these kind of movies, and there's really not much more I can say about it. If you like who's in it and you like these kind of movies, you're probably going to enjoy this movie. And that's going to be about it for this edition of Talkin Movies. Thank you so much for listening. As always, I am your host, the real Geno Reynolds. If you like what you've heard here, please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe to the Real Geno YouTube channel. Talk to you guys next time. Later.